All right, guys, we got ourselves some breaking news here. So, Matt Gaetz has withdrawn his name for consideration to be President elect Donald Trump's attorney general. Absolute bombshell here, as this guy has just been under so much controversy ever since his name got released, and for good reason. Like, this guy is a problem. Seriously, like an absolute. He even says himself that he was a distraction. Let's actually go ahead and read his statement if I can find it. Okay, I guess we'll just have to read this tweet here. So it says here from Matt Gaetz, I had excellent meetings with senators yesterday. I appreciate their thoughtful feedback and the incredible support of so many. While the momentum was strong, it is clear that my confirmation was unfairly becoming a distraction to the critical work of the Trump-Vance transition. There is no time to waste on a needlessly protracted Washington scuffle. Thus, I'll be withdrawing my name from consideration to serve as Attorney General. Trump's DOJ must be in place and ready on day one. I remain fully committed to see that Donald J. Trump is the most successful president in history. I will forever be honored that President Trump nominated me to lead the Department of Justice, and I'm certain he will save America. The short version of this, folks, is they forced him to. That's just what it comes down to. There's no way in hell this guy came out in his own volition and said, hey, guys, I'm going to drop out because I feel like I'm too much of a distraction. No, Trump's team told him, all right, bruh, it's too much going on with you. You got to go. Like, you are way more trouble than you are worth. Like, holy cow. Let's just go ahead and look at some of the articles here. It says right here, Matt Gaetz tells fearful senators he won't immediately go after Trump's enemies as Attorney General. Matt Gaetz was literally in a panic behind the scenes, having private meetings and things like that. He's like, look, what do I got to do for you guys to confirm me? Because remember, Mitch McConnell already came out and said there will not be recess appointments. This was something that Trump was trying to do to get some of his more controversial cabinet members basically confirmed. Turns out that's not going to happen. Yo butt is going to have to go in front of the Senate, and you are going to have to plead your case, and they are going to question you about why you deserve to be in Trump's cabinet. That's what's going to happen. And Matt Gaetz was telling senators, like the Republicans who were fearful, because they already knew what time it was. He's like, look, what do I got to do? You want me to not go after Trump's enemies? You want me to not do this? I'll do whatever you want. Just confirm me. Turns out it didn't work. They like, nope, we ain't confirming you. Here's another article right here out of The Guardian. Vance pleads with U.S. senators. This is just giving you guys the backstory of just how much trouble this guy was. The Vice President, J.D. Vance. Remember, J.D. Vance used to be with these people. J.D. Vance went from being a congressman to he ended up being Trump's VP. He himself went behind the scenes and pleaded with U.S. senators to back Matt Gaetz as Trump's attorney general. So the writing was on the wall that he was not going to get confirmed. It was a complete waste of time. You might as well have him step aside and put up somebody who actually has a chance of getting confirmed, because it sure as hell wasn't going to be Matt Gaetz. Now let's get to the actual issues here. Let's get to the actual, the drama that happened with him. Because what happened was, the New York Times somehow got a hold of an exhibit from the DOJ investigation into Matt Gaetz, and they leaked it. And this guy right here has the tweet. According to the leak from the New York Times, they showed a web of payments from Matt Gaetz to all these different people, basically paying these women, some of them underage, for sex. The graphic shows 3- and 4-figure payments Gaetz appears to have sent to women, many of whom were paid by Joel Greenberg, who pled guilty to the sex trafficking of a minor. Like, this is crazy. This guy should have never been nominated. It is absolutely insane. And then you have this article over here in CNN where it says that the ethics committee told of second sexual encounter between Matt Gaetz and a 17-year-old at a party. Like, this guy is more trouble than he's worth. It makes perfect sense. So when you add all that together, you completely understand why he dropped out. I mean, honestly, I think this is good for America. I mean, seriously, can you imagine a guy? Let's go back to this tweet right here. Can you imagine a guy who had several investigations because of a bunch of illegal things, including statutory, because of having sex with a 17-year-old? Can you imagine that? And then that guy becomes essentially the top cop, the top authority, the top law enforcement figure in the United States. This is the guy you're choosing to be the head of the Department of Justice with all of this. Like, it just would have been clown world. Trump's cabinet, it was a terrible pick. It was clown world. I will give credit here. it's good that they finally came to their senses and they're like, okay, this guy ain't going to get confirmed. There's no point in us having him up here. Like, he's not going to get confirmed. So, hey, Matt, step aside. I'm sorry. Now, in terms of what's going to happen, because remember, he stepped down from, what was he, a senator? He stepped down because he was afraid. Let me see. Steps down. He stepped down because he was afraid. Resigns from Congress. Here we go. Matt Gaetz, remember earlier, stepped down. He resigned from his seat in Congress because he was like 1,000% sure that he was going to be Trump's attorney general. Turns out that's not going to happen anymore. He was also afraid because I forgot what committee it was. I think it was like the ethics committee. They were about to release that report on him and what they found. And he was afraid of that. So he dropped out because of that. And now it turns out his past, no matter what, still came back to haunt him because he had to drop out again with Donald Trump. So I don't know what this guy's future is going to hold. I don't think he could go back to Congress because he already resigned. So I don't know how that's going to work, but it'll be very interesting to see what happens. I'll definitely make sure to give you guys updates. And yeah, that's today's video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.